there, I'm Pastor Molly, and you are watching Z Kids Online.
Hey Pre-Z Kids, are you ready for this month's memory verse? Power clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. Power clap. God is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. Hey Pre-Z Kids. Today, I have a true Bible story about lots of water and lots of animals. Our true story from the Bible begins with a guy named Noah. Noah loved God and always tried to do what God said. One day, God told Noah to build a really big boat called an ark. He started building the ark right away. It took a very long time, but Noah built the ark just like God told him. Do you know why God told Noah to build such a big boat? The ark needed to be that big because God told Noah to put 2 of every kind of animal on the ark, and that's a lot of animals. Think about it. There are so many animals in the world. Let me show you my favorite animal. Do you know what this is? Yes, that's a lion. What noise does a lion make? That's right. And the lion went onto the ark. Do you know what this animal is? Yes, it's a pig. Now, what noise does a pig make? That's right. And the pig went right into the ark. Do you know what this animal is? Yeah, it's a monkey. What noise does a monkey make? That's right. And the monkey went right into the ark. Do you know what this animal is? Yes, it's a bird. What noise does a bird make? That's right. And the bird went right into the ark. Once all the animals were on the ark, Noah and his family got on the ark too. Then God shut the door. We might think that Noah was worried because he was getting into a big boat with all those animals. He didn't know what would happen next. Noah knew that he didn't have to worry because God's got it. Who's got it? God's got it. After every person and every animal was on the ark, it began to rain. It rained and rained and rained, and the whole earth flooded with water. But God kept Noah, his family, and the animals safe. Then one day, the rain stopped. After it stopped raining, Noah wanted to see if it was okay to come out of the boat. He sent a bird to fly and find dry land. We might think Noah was worried that the water would never go away, but Noah knew he didn't have to worry because God's got it. Who's got it? God's got it. And guess what happened? The bird brought back a green leaf, and that meant that there was dry land where trees and plants could grow. It was such a happy day when God told Noah that he, his family, and all the animals could get off the ark. Noah thanked God for being with them the whole time and keeping them safe. Then God did the most amazing thing. God put a rainbow in the sky to show his promise that he would never flood the whole earth again. When we see a rainbow, we can remember that God keeps his promises. God is always with us, and he's got it. Who's got it? God's got it.
Hey Z Kids, are you ready for this month's memory verse? Power clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. Power clap. Anyone who lives without blame walks safely. But anyone who
Takes a crooked path.
gets caught. Proverbs 10:9. Hi everyone, I'm so glad you're watching Z Kids Wednesday Night Online. My name is Miss Kate, and this month we're talking about integrity. Integrity is choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do. Integrity is more than just telling the truth. It's being truthful in every part of your life. You don't go around pretending to be something all the time, like you might pretend to be a giraffe or a princess in a castle. You just act like yourself. You follow God and you live His way, whether you're at home, school, church, or anywhere. All month long, we've been talking about what it means to live with integrity. We've seen important stories and messages from the Bible that remind us to live in a truthful way. Did you know that part of integrity has to do with the way we think? It's true. We need to learn to be truthful, not just with our words and our actions, but with our thoughts too. There was a man named Paul who wrote about that in a letter, which we know is the book of Philippians. Are you ready for this week's Bible in 5? Let's go! Let me tell you a little bit about Paul. At first, Paul tried to stop people from following Jesus, but then he had an experience with God that made him decide to follow Jesus too. Paul spent the rest of his life telling other people about Jesus. Paul's life was definitely not an easy one. He was even put in prison. Not because he had done anything wrong, but because he was brave enough to tell people about Jesus. Paul wrote several letters that are now books in the Bible. He even wrote some of those letters while in prison. Now, you and I may not be sitting in prison like Paul was, but we often find ourselves in situations we don't like. For example, you have to finish the broccoli on your plate. Something fun that you wanted to go to gets canceled. You get into an argument with your brother or your sister, and your mom tells you that you have to say you're sorry. I'm sure we can all think of more examples. And these are certainly some frustrating situations. Did you know that in those moments, we can choose what to focus on? We can choose to focus on what we don't like. We can focus on what isn't fun, what isn't good, or what isn't comfortable. We can choose to focus on what we don't have, or something bad that might happen someday. When things don't go our way, all of us are tempted to think about the bad parts of what's happening. But we don't have to think that way. We can choose to think differently. Listen to what Paul wrote about that. Finally, my brothers and sisters, always think about what is true. Think about what is noble, right, and pure. Think about what is lovely and worthy of respect. If anything is excellent or worthy of praise, think about those things. In other words, we can choose to think about good things. We can think about God and His great love for us. We can think about how He is trustworthy. We can think about how we can trust God no matter what. We can think about how God has always taken care of us. Even when things around us are difficult, frustrating, or even scary, we can choose what kinds of things we think about. It's kind of like this. Say that I need to get across to the side of the pool, and I'm on a balancing beam, and I don't want to fall into the lava. Maybe I can choose to think about what will help me get across. Let's say family fun night plans get canceled because my little brother is feeling sick. I can choose to focus on what I'm not getting. Or I can choose to think about what's good in the situation. Even though my brother is feeling bad, we can still watch a movie together on the couch. We can still have fun as a family. Speaking of family, what if my grandparents come to stay with us for a week? And that means I have to give up my room and sleep in my brother's room. I can focus on how uncomfortable the air mattress is, or the way his room smells, or how I can't get into my room where all my toys are. Or I can think about what is good and true. I can think about how great it is that I can spend time with my grandparents, and who knows, my brother and I might enjoy joking around with each other too. What if I found out that someone who I love is really sick? That's a tough situation, isn't it? I could worry about what might happen. I could think about how sad it is. I could get angry because I don't understand why something like this is happening. Those feelings are important. But if we're not careful, it can make us feel out of control. What could I do instead? I could think about what is true. I could pray and talk to God. I can choose to put trust that He has a plan. I can remember that He loves me and that He's always with me, even when things happen that I don't totally understand. Our thoughts can keep us from falling into bad stuff. We can make it through difficult or frustrating situations because we know God is always with us. Everything changes when we put our focus on what's good in our lives. It makes everything better when we think about what God is doing, even when things are difficult and we don't understand. Let's focus on what's true. We want to be truthful in every part of our lives, including our thoughts. We know that we can easily put our focus on the things that don't go our way. And when that happens, we can end up frustrated, angry, or even scared. In those moments, we can ask God to help us focus on what's true.
Thanks for watching. To stay up to date, you can like, subscribe, or ring the notification bell.
Duck, 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 duck.